This morning's session is an invitation to think about purpose in your life in a new way. I have been having conversations with a friend recently who is just stuck in this like I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know, and this is such a common conversation. And it's easy to say it's just to become the best version of yourself and all of that stuff. But we all want to sort of latch onto something in terms of purpose. And so I was giving some thought to this morning and wanted to share sort of my experience around it and then a little bit of the yogic teaching around purpose. So for me, I could have never foreseen myself doing any of the things that I'm doing now. 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 7 years ago, I couldn't have told you I'd be doing this. I had no idea. But what I do have is an inner listening to where am I being called? Like what's opening up for me, like a direction. And I have the faith to follow that, however that's going to look. I also have the courage to take action in a new direction, even if it's something I never thought of or whatever. So I left my job to teach yoga full time, and then I went from that to training yoga teachers because I couldn't find teachers that I felt were what I wanted for my studio. And then I wanted to get this work to people who would never step on a yoga mat. So I decided to learn coaching. And then I wanted to impact more people. So I started speaking. And then I wanted to impact more people. So I wrote a book. And it just like everything sort of snowballed. But it wasn't like I sat there one day and drew out a map and said, this is my purpose that I'm going to share this work with the world. Like never. I was not that smart. I did not say that. I just listening to where I'm being called. Now, recently, I had an opportunity, as all of you know, my son who was in addiction for many years. It's caused that world, the addiction recovery world, to be very close to my heart. I'm very interested in what's working and what's not working. I'm very interested in specifically in helping families of people who love someone in addiction, because addiction's a family disease. And if you've got someone who's an addict, or struggling with addiction, and they're trying to get well, but we don't change our reactions and our perception and our way of communicating and our way of being, then we're the sick person in that relationship. And so I've been learning all about this, and we created Hope and Healing for Families. And and I had this really interesting opportunity drop in my lap to be a part of opening a sober living house in Peachland. And with the people that have the house that saved my son's life. So it looks like that's going to go forward. And all that was just like a yes and like following a conversation. Somebody reached out to me, said, can I meet with you? I heard your son was in addiction. My daughter was. I met Ronnie and Lara, these people, and they said I should meet you. That was about 2 months ago, and this has turned into probably June 1st, a sober living house being available in Peachland that I will be a part of running all the family groups. Now, all of this to say, there's nothing special about me. I just listen. I just listen to where I'm called. So I have a little bit around this for you guys. The culture that we live in, we're sort of obsessed with doing and proving and achieving. But yoga teaches us that svadharma, which means purpose, it's not performance. It's just a quiet alignment with who you are behind all the noise. And when you're clear on who you are, then it's easy to listen for, oh, there's a ping of alignment there. I'll follow that. Oop, that doesn't feel aligned. I won't follow that. We're not up here, we're living from here. So there's a story in yoga that I love. I forgot about it until this morning. So once a young seeker sat at the feet of her guru, and she was frustrated and uncertain, and tears were welling up in her eyes, and she asked, how do I know why I'm here? What am I supposed to do? Everyone else seems so sure of their path. I feel lost, like I missed my calling. And the guru reached inside his robe and he pulled out a mango seed and he handed it to the student and said simply, "Ask the seed." And she said, "Master, it's just a seed. It can't speak." And the guru smiled, said, "It can't speak, but it knows. The mango seed never asks whether it should grow into a banana tree. It surrenders to the soil, the rain, the sun, and it allows its true nature to come forth. So must you. You do not need to know the whole forest. You only need to trust what's already encoded within you, but you got to allow life to water it." And to me, that's listening to those little nudges, those little calls of, I should call a friend. Yeah, pick up the phone and call. That's something in the universe nudging you. I should go check out that documentary. I should join this group. Like anytime you have an inkling like that, a calling, listen. And if it feels like an alignment, take that action. That's allowing life to water you. So if we think about it, your purpose, like a GPS, you don't get the whole map at once. You go on Google Maps, and you're driving somewhere and it doesn't say make 14 left turns and then take it just tells you the next turn, right? It just tells you the next turn. And that's all we have to do is to listen and take the next turn and the next turn and the next turn. And before we know it, we can look back and be fully um, surprised really about where that road has led us, but also have an inner knowing that it's aligned because I think that to follow the path of purpose, it 100% requires faith in something bigger than yourself, the faith that you're being guided. And if you're quiet enough to listen for where you're being guided, you will get to the right place. So some questions that I thought about for um, around this are like, where are you forcing something to grow? Maybe into a banana tree when you're a mango seed, instead of just trusting it to unfold. So Bob Proctor used to talk about this from the Proctor Gallagher Institute. He used to say, if something feels constantly like a rub and and it's a struggle, don't do it. Like it's not about not doing hard things. It's just, energetically when something's a struggle and you keep trying to force it, you're working with someone else's agenda. And so just like where in your life are you forcing something to grow instead of trusting it to unfold? And then I love this idea. What soil am I planted in right now? Is it nourishing? Is it nourishing your becoming? What soil are you planted in? And do you need to like add some nutrients to the soil via people in your life or experiences or just opening yourself up to new things, information? And if you already had everything you needed within you, how would you show up differently? If you really bought into like there's nothing more I need to learn or do or whatever, how would you show up? I always think if I had nothing to prove, I would just like want to be like the kindest person I could everywhere I go. Wouldn't it be cool if that was the only thing you needed to focus on? Because you knew you had everything you needed, and yet this human part of us, we got to prove something all the time. And what would change for you if you believed your timing wasn't off, but it was precisely right? Like you're exactly where you're supposed to be at the exact right time. And lastly, coming out of your head and into your body, what's one direction that you have felt called to expand into that you've been hesitating about? And just like what would happen if you listened to that little nudge? What would be the next step you would take? So, thinking about that you're a seed, you're in the soil, and you may just need to add some nutrients to the soil and trust that you're being divinely guided to unfold into the beautiful mango tree that you were meant to unfold into. So let's meditate. Let's see if we can bring forth an experience that aligns with this teaching. Yeah, just close your eyes. Lift your spine, lift the crown of your head, and then lift your sternum a little bit and let your shoulders soften away from your ears. Take a big full breath in through your nose and exhale softly through your mouth. Let your shoulders drop. Let your face soften. And just know that you're completely supported. Now bring awareness to your body, starting at the crown of your head. And feel a warm golden light at the top of your head. Let that light begin to slowly travel down, softening your forehead, your eyes, your nose, your jaw, releasing any tension in your neck and shoulders. Let that light move down your arms, all the way to your fingertips, now through your chest, your belly. Soften and let go. Feel the light in your hips, your thighs, your knees, calves, and finally your feet. Grounded, present, whole. Now imagine that you're holding a small, perfect seed in your hand. It's smooth, warm, and full of potential. You turn it over in your hand. You recognize that the seed contains a tree, fruit, shade, shelter for birds. But right now, it's just a seed, and that's enough. You gently plant the seed in soft, fertile soil. You cover it with care, and then you wait. As the seed rests beneath the earth, something stirs quietly, invisibly. Its shell softens. It breaks open, not to die, but to become. Roots stretch down. A shoot reaches up. It doesn't try to be something else. It follows its inner design. Its only job is to allow what already is to emerge. Now imagine that seed is you, beneath your thoughts, beneath your roles. You hold a divine blueprint. You don't need to prove it. You need only to allow it. See yourself as the seed, roots grounding you in your truth, tender sprout reaching toward light, growing at exactly the right pace. In your mind, repeat, I don't need to know it all. I only need to become who I already am. The seed knows the way. Breathe in that truth and let it settle into your belly. The seed knows the way. And just take these last couple of moments to watch your breath and to feel what you feel. To notice any resistance that arises so that you're present to what you might let go of in service of allowing your seed to grow. And bring your attention back to your body and scan from your feet upward this time, your toes, the tops of your feet, the soles of your feet, the front of your shins, the backs of your calves, your thighs, your hips, the contents of your belly, the rising and falling of your chest. Bring your attention down the length of your arms, to your hands, to the tips of your fingers. The hollow at the base of your throat. Your lower lip, your upper lip, the rims of your nostrils, your cheekbones, and the tops of your ears, your eyes in their sockets, and the center of your forehead, right up to the crown of your head. Now notice your whole body as a space, the space from which you experience this beautiful miracle of life. All of the joys of life unfold from the space of you. And I invite you to cultivate gratitude for your very specific coding, the seed that is you, and the experiences unique to you. And then take a deep, full breath in through your nose and let it out your mouth. And let your eyes flutter open.